Cold and flu season is here. So what can you do to keep the respiratory viruses at bay? Hi, welcome back to Big City Mom channel. If you are new here, my name is Sylvia and I'm a big city mom. I work, live and raise my family in New York City, and whenever I get some free time like this moment, I blog and vlog about health through diet and nutrition. I'm not a doctor, but I am the CEO of my household, and health and well-being of me and my family are my top priorities. So if this is you, you should definitely subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's create a community of people that can achieve health through diet, nutrition, and lifestyle changes. All right, that said, let's begin. Number 1. You will need to get the levels of humidity in your home right. In the summer months, flus and colds generally go down, and there are many reasons for it, but one important one worth mentioning is that there is a lot more humidity, and the respiratory viruses have harder time jumping from host to host when it's really humid. Now, when the colder months come, the humidity goes down and the air gets cooler and drier, and these respiratory viruses have a lot easier time traveling and infecting us. Now there's one other aspect of humidity. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, with fall and winter we use heating, and thank God for that. However, what the heating does, other than keeping us warm, is also reduces the amount of humidity in the air in our homes. Now, this in turn affects the thickness and moisture of our mucous membranes. And mucous membranes is this tissue that lines our nostrils and the back of the throat. And this is the first line of defense when it comes to respiratory viruses. So you want to make sure that your mucus layer is strong, thick, and well moistured. And you can accomplish that by bringing such a simple tool as a humidifier. There is a huge range of humidifiers out there. You can buy something that is super expensive in hundreds of dollars, or you can get something basic that will cost just a couple of bucks. Whatever your preference is, either one of them will do the job. Now you can even go simpler than that, and you can actually just get a thick but wet towel and hang it overnight, and that will too give some moisture to the air. Number 2, your vitamin D3 levels in your blood. It should be anywhere between 20 to 40 nanograms per deciliter. It could be more, but this amount is believed to be able to stave off most of the viral infections and has a strengthening effect on your immune system. I personally aim for over 50 nanograms, and I get it done by spending lots of time in the sun during the summer months. And also my diet is rich in butter, egg yolks, and organ meats, and these foods are rich in vitamin D3 as well. I would have to say though that probably most of my vitamin D3 comes from the sun exposure. Now, we are in October now, and if you determine that you are deficient in vitamin D3, the natural step is, well, can we supplement? Yes, we can, but there is a couple of caveats. So to really take benefits from vitamin D3 so that it strengthens your immune system, you need to be in a good metabolic health, or there should not be any systemic inflammation. And the systemic inflammation could result from autoimmunity, and if you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, your vitamin D3 will be utilized trying to fix those problems rather than go into building your immune system to be able to fight viral infections. So your overall health is very important. And so if you just going to add vitamin D3 but don't fix other aspects of your life, especially health, that supplementation might not be as helpful as you might think. And so the vitamin D3 brings me to number 3. What is your diet like these days? Do you eat lots of refined sugars and carbohydrates, lots of processed foods. I read somewhere, and I don't have a source for it, that consumption of sugar and refined carbohydrates will suppress your immune system up to 3 hours. And so if you eat refined carbohydrates and sugar, breakfast, lunch, dinner, your immune system stays permanently suppressed. So especially going into the winter months, you probably want to eat a lot less of sugary foods. And if you think about it, it is also consistent with our ancestral past, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere. At this time, we wouldn't have access to much of the sweet foods, not a lot of carbohydrates, and definitely no tropical fruit. We will be eating only what we can hunt, basically meat and fat. So actually, low-carb diets or ketogenic diets are super consistent with our ancestral past. And at the same time, you can strengthen your body, you can reduce your fat and become more resilient to viruses. And then if you want to supplement with vitamin D3, you can actually reap a lot more benefits. And number 4, the good old vitamin C. It's so available, it's inexpensive, so I always have it handy in more than one form in my household. I will paraphrase Dr. Linus Pauling, who was a Nobel Prize laureate twice for his research in vitamin C. And he used to teach his students that before they come up with diagnosis, always start their patients on vitamin C. So this is our strategy as well. So as soon as anybody in my household has some sniffles, sneezes, feels run down, or there was a stressful day at work, because that too lowers our immune system, we take vitamin C. I don't take a lot because I'm on a zero carb diet, and if you don't eat a lot of carbohydrates, you don't need that much of vitamin C, but there are different philosophies as to how much vitamin C you should take. There is a very low risk of overdosing because this is a water-soluble vitamin, and so if you do overdose, most likely you will just have to run to the bathroom for number 2. Now, if you have a toddler, you can get sodium ascorbate crystals, and you can slip them into their drink and they won't even notice. And of course, you can also use the good old gummy bears, and they will do the job as well. Okay, so this will do it for this week's home remedies. What I like about these strategies is that they're very simple, effective, and yet inexpensive. If you have some other great strategies, let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, please like, share with anybody that has any sniffles, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!